We have one of our industry's celebrities next. She presents in various different forums in our industry, definitely a subject matter expert. I would like to welcome Viktorija to the stage. Viktorija, here you go. And there's...
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me, Jason, to this conference. I think this is the first time you're talking about network APIs this year at Genesis. So let me start. I'm Viktorija Radman from Infobip, Telecom Global Business Director. For 6 years already in this API space, so it's not easy travel. Sometimes it's going up, sometimes down, but at the moment we have a really good attention from the different stakeholders in the industry of this network API, so that is why I'm here today with you. So, yeah, the radical change in communication. So why Infobip is in this space for sure, maybe for you to understand, as CPaaS player, as it was already introduced by Kevin in the previous presentation. Thank you for being nice to CPaaS players. So the thing is, we know our clients and we know telcos. Being there for 10 and more years, trying to provide a great communication between businesses, enterprises, and sending the messages primarily at the beginning towards the telco side, SMSs, voice, etc. Now, of course, expanding to different channels. But imagine to have a platform that are processing 42 billion transaction messages on monthly basis, and we are connected to more than 800 operators globally for SMS, voice, now APIs, RCS, etc. So I would say APIs, even though I'm for 6 years and Infobip is already even a bit more in this space, from previous Mobile Connect, different kind of homemade APIs in order to bring more security and more accurate communication. But knowing as well, not just telco side, what they can develop, what they can bring to market, but knowing the enterprise side, the clients that we are constantly every day talking and trying to provide secure communication towards their clients. That's for APIs are perfectly sitting into Infobip and CPaaS player portfolio. Because it's not just to provide communication. You want this communication between businesses and their consumers as people to be secure, and you to be sure that this will be delivered in certain period of time or very, very shortly if, of course, communication is important. When I started early 20, like 5 years ago or 6, they gave me network like APIs at that point. We call it Mobile Connect to work on, to try to put it to the market, to try to see where we can, let's say, have the proper knowledge, proper coverage, etc., etc. It was complete mess. You came to the country and you have all of them are having SIM swap, and you can use the SIM swap. But one operator is exposing reply with the time frame, meaning yes, exact date and time when SIM swap happened. Another one is replying with yes or no, and the third one is replying with 1, 2, 3 or some kind of scoring. And then you, as a upper layer, you need to, let's say, format those replies and send a single reply or the unique reply to your business side, to your enterprises. And it was very, very hard to get to the position where you can find the proper coverage, proper APIs feasible to expose the same standardized, let's say, APIs towards the client side. And that's why we are very welcoming this open gateway and Camara standardization, because it's much easier for all of us, including Infobip and CPaaS players. So now we have standardization. Now we have collaboration between operators, which is very important as well, because if you have 3 operators again in one country, and one is delivering SIM swap, another one is delivering number verified, third one is working on quality on demand, again, what you have? 0, nothing. You cannot expose proper coverage towards the market, towards the clients and enterprises that are waiting for the solutions. There is demand for sure. So now we are moving. I'm always saying like 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but now I'm really feeling this, the momentum is right. More and more operators are joining Open Gateway Initiative. More and more operators are exposing at least these simple APIs that was mentioned by Kevin. So we can really create countries where we have a proper solutions and the client side, and we already not just piloting, we have a proper monetization into production space. So the APIs where we are focusing, of course, those are the same that Kevin as well presented. Number verify, SIM swap detection, national number ID match. This is specific for Brazil because in Brazil it's this national ID, they call it NIC. It's very important. Even if you enter the store and in the cashier, when you're paying something, they're asking you for the NIC number, for the national ID number. So for that country, this national ID is very important. But this is coming into KYC space, know your customer. Then device location. And we are discussing some of in few countries, quality and demand is still early stage. You have maybe few operators that can expose APIs for that use case, but we already see some demands in some specific verticals of the clients. So, and again, it's very important, everything is Camara, everything is one standard, everything is known to us, and then of course to enterprise side. There is no mix. So for example, if you have a global clients that want to use number verify, for example, in different countries, if you don't have standard, then they are not interested because one is in, I don't know, Brazil, another one for the same use case is UK, third one somewhere else. So the global scale as well should be very unified and very standardized as well. So as I stated, Infobip is having different kind of verticals in the business where we are already seeing and trying to, let's say, create the value in the use cases from these APIs. Because if we will talk about just APIs, Camara, here or there, again, we will not go very fast or far. Because what we need to do, we need to create the value to the market. If you go to your bank or to your, I don't know, retail business or whatever, and you say, oh, I have very good solution, can you please give me 1 hour of your time and then I will discuss the API for you, or Camara or something else. They don't care. They just want to see what value you're bringing to them. Otherwise, they're not listening, they don't understand what you're talking about. For enterprise side, if you say Camara, doesn't matter, it can be whatever standard. They don't understand our languages, unfortunately. So we need to create the use cases and the value towards our enterprise clients. Why Infobip is sitting in this ecosystem? First of all, we know APIs, obviously having the big CPaaS platform, which is API-based. All the communication that we are doing is our APIs. So those APIs are very known to us. We can combine it with the different channels. We can expose it to our platforms towards the developers and enterprises. And that's why we see for us is, let's say, easy on our platform to put the network APIs as well in our portfolio. Another topic is developers. As Kevin mentioned, we all now talk about developers. They are the one who will save the network APIs as such, but they still don't know what are network APIs. Again, we have a big developers conference. Infobip is having, it's called Shift. It's every year in Miami and in Zadar in Croatia. Last year, for the first time, we presented network APIs there. We talked with the developers. The first reaction was, what the mobile network operators are doing in this conference? Those are the giant companies selling the data packages, like what they want. So, I mean, that's true. Sorry. And then at the end, when we start to present, we create the use cases, they show the value. We had a Ideathon, it was not a real hackathon, but still. So they start to see what we are talking about, but there is still a lot of work in front of us where we need to explain what exactly we are doing. In different surveys, the different companies try to do surveys with the developers about the network APIs. Usually they are thinking these are some kind of cloud APIs where you get the more space in cloud very easily or something like that. So still education in developer space is important. All these, let's say, prerequisites that Kevin mentioned for developers, it should be very easy. It should be very well and simple documented, etc. Again, needs to be done. Still not there. So a lot of work on telco side, a lot of work on CPaaS side for sure, but we are seeing some traction on the developers space as well. And of course, being CPaaS, being able to combine, being able to provide different kind of partnership towards mobile network operators, where they can use our platform, where they can see the value that they can then sell to enterprises and developers. So all three of that is bringing additional value to the space of network APIs. As I stated at the beginning, we cannot sell network APIs as a network APIs. We need to create the value, we need to create understanding of the market, we need to make it simple, otherwise, sorry, it will not work. What are the prerequisites, at least from Infobip's side? It's minimum of 80% market share. If we are in the country, if we don't have 80% of the mobile network operators at least going into the direction to develop the same APIs, we are just saying, sorry, that particular country, we will come in a year time or 2 year times when you will be able to provide what is needed. Because if there is no 80% of market share, the businesses in your country will not be attracted. This is for sure one. So I would say now, today, we have 6 countries which are full market share, which are producing revenue, which are working more or less, let's say, in the way that industry should go. But this is where we stop if it's not, let's say, achieved. Then, of course, we need to see if there is a demand in the country, if Infobip is having the great sales team, enterprise market, etc., etc. But of course, now, yeah, I would say LATAM region and European region are the most advanced when it comes to APIs today. Of course, we want to expand to other regions and countries, but as well, we are learning from the ones that we already have. Our journey started, as I stated, maybe 5-6 years ago, and we had some, at that time, we were just jumping on our heads. Wherever we see someone is having API, we were just going, wanted to make it happen, blah, 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 but it's not enough. Market share, it's important. Then we said, okay, we are now stopping. Let us try to find a country where we have at least few prerequisites, where we are seeing demand, and we put some kind of bet into Brazil. We invested some time and money. We managed to make the collaboration and unite the operators in one country, which was really great success. They were able to sit together with us on the same table, discussing which use case they will develop, which use case we will put to the market together. We were discussing go-to-market strategy, etc. And that's why in Brazil we have now monetizable APIs. We have use cases which are, let's say, perfectly working into production. These are the ones that I mentioned. So number verify, SIM swap, and national ID. Now they are working on the device location and other use cases. But this is how we started, and we learned a lot from that country. But the point is, if you don't have mobile network operators collaborating and united to try to build something in the same common way, on the same time frame and lines, defining the roadmap, then you are not successful. If you have it, then you can make the magic and you can make this work. Team Brazil, for example, this is a case study. So they decided to use number verify for their own internal purposes, for their own application. So on the right side, you can see number verify in working. So meaning that forever registration, forever login, now they are using number verify instead of sending SMS with the PIN. On the left side, now video is going, it's with SMS. This was case study done on 6 months sending the traffic, or even a year. So they have more than 3 million authentication done on this application, where we were able to see, first of all, it's much quicker, meaning that user experience is better for sure. There is no PIN, you don't need to wait, you don't need to retype, etc., etc. User experience is better. Conversion rate, which is even more important, when the pricing model that you mentioned, Kevin, as well, in what point, how you will price number verify, which is, let's say, replacing SMS. It will be higher price, same price, lower price. The point is, if you calculate conversion rate as well and pricing model delivered or submitted, then of course even the higher pricing is bringing the value for the enterprise and developers. Apart from that, they were not taking care about security questions, because for that particular application, this is not banking, this is not fintech, security is not the challenge. This is not a question for them, but security is really important for banks. Those kind of use cases are creating the perfect security value, because there is no PIN, there is no possibility of social engineering, so you cannot read that PIN to third party. So these are the, let's say, values that are very important for the clients that we are talking about, and the clients that are moving from traditional authentication methods as SMS to number verify and some else. Then, being CPaaS provider, what is as well important, as I stated, we are not the one who are just reselling APIs. We are creating the value. So this is the use case that we are piloting and discussing with one bank in France, and we did the demo at MVC. So combining RCS channel with the network APIs in the background, meaning, so that particular one was when once bank detect some kind of fraud red flag when you're doing bank transaction, they send as well SIM swap API in the background. And if SIM swap did not happen, meaning that the number is not compromised, they are able to send RCS message to them, to their clients, consumers, with the logo of the bank, with the proper, trusted, verified company. And then they're asking some additional security questions in order to be sure that you are the one who really wanted to do this transaction. So with that particular use case and some others, we are really taking care about user experience, as I stated, added security value as well. In this particular one, of course, the need for the agent as well is removed. There is, of course, not completely we are removing the agents, but we are minimizing the need that someone needs to call you and ask security questions to determine if you are the one who wants to do transaction or something third. So the point is, yes, there is a value. We see demand. There are already some clients, enterprises, fintech sector that are consuming, but we still don't have a healthy supply. We have it in several countries. We want to have it global, and we want to have it standardized. So this is where we are. Unfortunately, even though we are in this space for 6 years, I'm constantly repeating, we are just starting and learning. But I see some positive movements, which is important, and that is driving us in the next steps. So what we all need to do, as I stated, operators need to unite and collaborate more, defining together roadmap. Infobip is here, or other CPaaS providers, to create the value, not just resell the APIs, to present it, to advocate to the market, and of course we need to somehow interact more with the enterprise and developers to educate them and how to use it and them to see the value. And for that, I think that both operators and CPaaS providers need to work together jointly in partnership model and the go-to-market strategy definition. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.